All right, first, I would just like to say hats off to Notre Dame and Coach Shrews. You know, Shrews and I had a chance to really get to know each other at the U18 trials this past spring. Obviously, it's his second year in the league. I think he's a terrific coach. I think what they're building is really good. It's built on having a really competitive team. They play modern basketball, man. You know, they go after matchups. They spread you on offense. They do a really good job. I think their record is incredibly misleading. When you play half the games without Burden, you're going to be a different team, and they've been right there in a lot of them. So we had a ton of respect for these guys coming in. I thought the way we started was great. It's a little bit of a gift and a curse because of, you know, what's happened with the margin of victory over the last few games for us. I think we have to fight the human nature of thinking it's just going to happen. And to get off to a 14-0 start is great. And then for us, I think to play in a tight game was really good also, because you have to make plays and to feel the value of every possession. You know, on the defensive end, offensive end, thought we had some uncharacteristic turnovers down the stretch. And so I thought it was a great experience, really good win for us. And obviously Cooper had an all-time special performance. You know, the stats speak for itself. It speaks for itself with 42, 6 and 7. You know, he got fouled 13 times. But more than that, I thought it was just his timing of key plays. You know, anytime we needed a basket, he came through. And just the will throughout. He just willed us. And so the fact that it translated to 42 is great. But to me, it was just his competitiveness and the timing of his key plays.
Jon, was that the main thing that was special about it? Was the timing of it today? Or, I mean, and drawing 13 fouls too, what do you have to be doing well to do that?
Well, I think it starts with them, which you can expect with, you know, Notre Dame. They're going to do things differently. So they decided the thing they're willing to live with in the beginning was his shooting. They put NJ on him. And I love Coop. That's where you trust your work. You know, it's the work he's been doing with Coach Carroll every day. And he didn't hesitate to hit, or didn't hesitate to shoot, and he ended up hitting. And then I thought he was just, the last couple of weeks, he's been really decisive. He hasn't played with the ball as much, and his passing is off the charts. So I think it creates a situation, do you double or do you not? And then with him, he just has done a great job recognizing the defense and then really attacking what's ever there for him.
Jon, Cooper's shooting was one of the nitpicks, him coming in. What have you noticed about his outside shooting play? Because he's been on quite a tear from out there.
I think it's been good the whole way. I think he falls into the category of like Paulo dealt with this some, Tatum, where when you're so talented and can create a shot almost any time, you're not used to being mentally ready or mentally prepared to shoot. And so for Coop, he's had to work through that some. It's never been about, man, we need to make him a good shooter. He's been a good shooter. It just is the fact he's always been used to being able to create off the bounce. And so he can do that. Plus, you have to be ready to shoot to keep him honest. So I'm just really proud of him for the work that he's done. And to see it translate into a game like this is terrific.
Jon, just a little bit off of Cooper, I've seen you object to officiating calls before, but that was the most demonstrative and angry, I guess, I've seen you. You know, what was it that sort of set you off so badly on that sequence?
You know, I'd rather not get into the officiating because I have a ton of respect for those guys and what they do. But people are going to do things to try to make it easier to guard him. And grabbing and holding is going to be something that's there. And so it wasn't just one play isolated. For me, it's just understanding that he does get hit. But again, I don't want to make anything about, I have a ton of respect for those three officials, the officiating in our league. But I'm also going to advocate for our guys when I feel like something isn't being called the right way or respected. But again, I'm not a ton of respect for those guys.
In the spirit of advocating for your guys, on Tuesday you made a point to say he lets the game come to him, Cooper does, and he needs to start being talked about as one of the best players of college basketball. Do you think in a way that he's underappreciated on this?
I would hope not anymore. I would hope when he's breaking ACC records and the numbers he's putting up. I don't see how you can watch today and then underappreciate him. I hope, you know, he's because he's doing things nobody really has ever done before. So and he's not about numbers. Like I'm telling you, when this dude goes home, somebody says to him, "Man, you had 42, 6 and 7." And say, "Okay, like cool." That's not what he's about, which to me makes it even better. Because you know, you can get caught up with that, especially as a young player. But I would hope not. I would hope we're not underappreciating.
What were the challenges closing out this game compared to the Pitt game, and how did you like when your guys responded in that last minute to close it out?
Well, really, two very similar games when you think about it. And the Pitt game was at 11. You know, it was an 11-point game. You know, our lead, I have to go back, I think it was teetering right around 14 to 18 points, somewhere in that range. And you get the 10-minute to 3-minute segment of the second half, that's where it can be 20 plus, or it can be where you can lose. And, you know, fortunately or unfortunately, I've been in many games as a player or as a coach where it's gone both directions. And so you have great appreciation for that. I think for our guys just to feel it was actually a really good thing. I think we can learn a lot. We probably overhelped on some of them, knowing they need some threes to get back in the game. And we gave them threes, we gave them a few fouls, and those add up. So again, I thought we showed some toughness, but you can practice it all you want until you're in it and feel it. That's what happened to us today. I thought it was really good.
You talked about Notre Dame modern basketball. They cross-match in the 4-5. They play small a lot of this game. The inverted screens, the guard ghost screens.
Right.
How'd you think you guys adjusted to sort of the unconventional flexibilities of Notre Dame's roster and scheme?
You know, the thing for me, I thought we actually defended it pretty well. You know, it's what happens is though, you guard the initial action, and then you have to guard 3 or 4 more ghosts or step-ups or just mismatched screens they're trying to get and create an advantage. And all they're trying to do is at some point make you screw up with your talk and give you an advantage to go downhill. And then once you go downhill, do we collapse or do we stay at home? And, you know, look, they shot an amazing percentage from 3. I'll have to go back and look how many were uncontested and how many you have to give them credit for shooting when they end up shooting from 3. Yes, almost 60%. Almost 60%. So I don't know how much was us and how much was them, but I thought we did pretty well. You know, that's where our size and switching can help. I thought Kaman had some big time plays guarding guards. You know, for talk about underappreciated, I think he's underappreciated. You know, there's not many 7'2" guys in the world, period. But then there's really not too many 7'2" guys that can move like he can and legit switch 1 through 5 and make free throws. And his skill set is developing. Like I think he's maybe the guy we should, you know, worry about being underappreciated. But to answer your question, I thought we did pretty well. But give me a chance to watch the film, and I may have a different answer for you.
Coach, congrats on the win. I talked to Cooper after the game about his performance, and he basically said today was fun, but his main goal is a national championship. As a coach, how great is it to have a guy that's so skilled yet unselfish with the right goals in mind?
It's not bad, you know. It's not bad, you know. But those aren't just words to him. He's not just saying it; he means it. He truly means it. And so, knowing him, he'll be back to work tomorrow. He'll be taking our coaching, how he can get better, how he can improve. Obviously, today it's pretty good. You know, I have to tell him he can't miss a free throw. That was messed up on his part. But there's always areas he can improve, and you know, he left a shooter twice in the first half. Can tell you that much. Like he's going to hear about it, but also he wants to genuinely know how he can get better, and that's what makes him special.
Jon, you mentioned Kaman being underappreciated. I don't know what it is, but in the first half, just always every game this season, there are so many lob opportunities for him. It feels like when you all practice those, when you set those up, what are you looking for? Obviously, the 7-2 that helps, but what is he able to do so well?
Well, they did something different we haven't seen. They cross-matched, and they switched everything with him. And so when team's switching, you have to try to really hit under and get out quick to open it up for other guys. And we've hit him on lobs much better, but just him going on those lobs opens so much else up for our other guys. And we surround him with really good shooting and playmaking. And so it's a lot of things most 18-year-olds don't pick up on, but he's learning the screening angles and the timing, the technique, and he's a massive target there. I thought he had a great catch today. We threw it over the top. He gathered and finished. I thought that was a really good step for him. And, you know, I mean, the guys are two guys that should be in high school at 61 and 16 today. You know, so for both those guys, that's why I talk about him being a little bit underappreciated, because he shouldn't even be in college yet still.
All right, last one here.
Yeah. Do you have an update on Malik?
I don't, you know, he's, Malik has proven to be one of our toughest guys, easily. And so the fact that he couldn't go back in the game, I don't think is a good sign. We're going to get imaging and get him looked at ASAP. He just, I didn't see it, but something with his knee where he bumped knees or something like that. So I'm concerned. I thought Pat stepped up and gave us some really good moments, and we believe in him. Malik just provides such a different versatility with his defense. This is a game really with Malik and the switching. It's calling his name. And so they went small for most of the game, which made it difficult for us matchup-wise. But we're going to get him looked at, take care of him, and we'll see what the deal is.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.